one way taking care of your health. What about taking care of your children or even your teenagers? If you want to know how to understand them better, who better to give us some advice than someone who's been dealing with it all his life? He's a principal and now he's penned the book that talks about teenagers. It's called Taming the Teenager. We're speaking to Gavin Fish this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Gavin, welcome to the show.
Morning, Ilana.
I want to say, Principal, am I on time? So am I doing the right thing?
Yes,
but this time around, we're speaking to our parents. The new book, Taming the Teenager. Tell me more.
It's for both parents and educators. When I came into the Fisher community, I thought the teenagers were not getting a fair hearing sometimes. And I wanted to balance the picture and explain to both parents and educators what we could learn from teenagers and what we had to teach teenagers.
I like that. We're educating the educators. You know, we are the parents and we don't often know what's going on. How do we know, or how do we understand an easily misunderstood teenager?
It's crazy. As parents, we get zero training to be a parent, and yet you study 4 years for a degree. There's something missing in that equation. Teenagers are a lot easier to understand than we believe. I think we've got a long forgettery as parents. We forget that we were teenagers once and we had similar emotions churning around inside ourselves. We need to rewind a bit and just relive our own experiences.
So we need to rewind, but we can't rewind the years. I mean, here you have a teenager in your home that's unruly. How do you deal with it?
Everything is the same, even though things are different. Unruly teenagers often need to be heard. They need boundaries, they need a line in the sand, but they need to feel that they're being heard. You put rules in a teenager's life without a relationship, you're going to breed resentment.
Wow. So here's the book. I mean, Taming the Teenager, it's so tempting. I want to pick it up and read it from the beginning to the end, literally, because we want to know more. But who will benefit from this book?
I think teenagers will benefit from it. I think they will understand how their parents and their educators see them and try and establish a relationship with them. Obviously for parents as well. I've got 2 teenagers of my own. I've been humbled. If I was to rewrite the book again, I think I'd have a slightly different take on it now that my children are teenagers as well. They're great kids.
You've done your research. As parents, our need is to be needed. As teenagers, their need is not to need us. Wow. Harsh rules don't enforce morality. Tell me more.
We've got to understand that every teenager wants to break free from our restraints. Every teenager wants the front door key, wants a credit card, and wants a set of wheels under their feet. We as parents want to hold on to them, protect them, and love them. And that is always the point of conflict between a teenager and a parent. Their desire to become independent and our desire to restrain that independence and to protect them.
What if my teenager says no to me?
Great.
What?
Great. Your teenagers must learn to say no to you. There's a right time, there's a right place, and there's a right manner. But listen to me. If a teenager cannot say no to you and go through the experience of disagreeing with you, what are they going to do at a party when the dacha joint is being handed around? How are they going to learn to assert themselves and their own standards amongst their peers if they've never had a training ground in their home?
I want to delve into the book a bit. I mean, there's so much in there. Taming the Teenager, we're speaking about this, and of course our author, who's a high school principal as well, Gavin Fish, with us in studio. How does one reward or even remove privileges?
You remove privileges, you don't take their passions.
Right.
If your son is a difficult teenager but lives for his rugby, don't take his rugby away from him. Take away privileges, take away cell phones and that sort of thing to make a statement. But in this rocky period of their life, when they don't feel good about themselves, when they're trying on different masks until they find a mask that fits, leave what is secure in their life, leave what builds their self-esteem, leave their rugby, leave their Girl Guides, leave their dancing lessons. Don't tackle their passions.
We should have had more principals like you around. Maybe we would have turned out better adults after all. Gavin, thanks so much for joining me in studio. Our high school principal and also the author of Taming the Teenager. And the book is available at all amazing bookstores. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Well, now that we've tamed our teenagers, maybe we should tame our sporting teams. Well, no, wait, we shouldn't, because someone else is very outspoken about it, but I don't have the story. Graham does.